Hello everybody and welcome back, yes back, to Project Rewind, a recreation of the first season to the CPU tournament series that I held on my Instagram. Now I already know what you're thinking, so hi everybody. It has been a hot minute, almost a year in fact, and I already know what's brewing in your minds. Owen, wasn't Project Rewind over? After the 13th episode you said that we weren't going to be doing any more episodes. Yes, I did. And I thought that was going to be the case, but no. Plans have changed, and I am here to elaborate on why we are back here doing a very special episode for you. A 4-parter episode that I am planning to do. Not all the episodes will be uploaded at the same time, because I have a pretty strict schedule, just like I did a year ago. But I am back to do one more final episode. One more, just to kind of put the bow on it, wrap it up nice and neatly, for a very specific reason. The whole point behind Project Rewind, if you remember me emphasizing all those episodes ago, was that I wanted to correct my mistakes. In my first season of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate CPU Tournament series that I held on my Instagram, all the live streams that I did, I didn't save any of those live streams except for the finale to the season, because it was a very special tournament and very special live stream, because I had no idea if we were going to continue the CPU tournament series after that, and lo and behold, we did. We did Civil War, Project Rewind, and then we also started Season 2, which is still ongoing right now, and we've done a lot of projects within Season 2 as well. And so there's a lot of stuff going on in terms of the CPU tournament series, so you're probably wondering, why would I come back to this? Well, it's because again, back to the whole premise of Project Rewind, was to give people that couldn't make it to those live streams an option to look back on those tournaments, even though they weren't their most accurate representation. But I did that to make sure that there was even an option for people, because what I'm doing to correct my mistakes back in Season 2 is actually uploading those live streams and giving people an opportunity to watch them if they missed the live stream and just couldn't make it to them. But Season 1, I didn't do that. So I wanted to make Project Rewind to basically recreate Season 1 and give people to look back on the memories if they were there, or just give people an idea of what happened. And every single tournament ended the same way that it was supposed to, thanks to my manipulation of Project Rewind, because I hate to take the magic away from everything, but you know, I have to make sure every match goes a certain way so that it can accurately replicate what happened in the original tournament. I think that kind of goes without saying. But you're probably wondering, why am I back doing another episode? And I said multiple times that I wasn't going to cover the season finale to Season 1 because the original live stream was already on my Instagram. All of the original footage. Until it wasn't. I don't know how to explain this to you guys. But I was scrolling through my posts, all of my stuff, just to look back on everything, because it's really fun just looking back on all of the stuff that we did in the CPU tournament series, and it's gone! The season finale, the original live stream to it, is just gone. It just up and disappeared off of my account. I don't know how it happened, and if there was a reason for it, I kind of wish I got that reason, because I never did. Instagram never let me know how it happened. I don't know if there's some sort of rule on there that says that live streams will only stay on your account for a certain amount of days. If that's the case, nobody told me. I had no fucking idea. So that kind of scares me, because if that's the case, then all my Season 2 live streams are going to go away at some point. But at least I'm giving people an option to look back on them for a extended period of time before they finally go away. Because if all of those live streams go away, hell no, I'm not doing another Project Rewind for that. I think I've had my fair share of doing this project. But I'm coming back for one more episode, because now that there's no actual coverage of the Season 1 finale besides the results post of it that I did, because everybody knows who won and how all the matches went, there's no video to look back on. So my solution? Come back to Project Rewind for one last episode, and we are actually going to cover the Season 1 finale. finale. Like I said that we wouldn't do multiple times, but now we are actually doing it. Because now in the entirety of Season 1 will be replicated in Project Rewind. That's basically all that's going to exist of Season 1 now, which is Project Rewind, which I'm okay with. I'm pretty proud with how this turned out, even though there were some hiccups here and there, and the quality may not be the best, but hey, the fact that it gets out there, that's all that matters to me. But so hello everybody, we are back for one last episode, a very special 4-part episode that is going to cover the entire season finale to Season 1, which is one of my greatest events I've ever held in my life. It was such a fun time bringing everybody together, and I'll touch more on the significance of the tournament here in this episode as well. But for now, we're just going to jump right into it. I'll elaborate on the rules and whatnot in the match, so that way everything is clear. This is a very big tournament, so of course we're going to have a very big episode to go with it as well. Let's turn up the volume here. I believe 15 was our go-to. And all the other Project Rewind episodes. But we're going to start off with a 1v1. Just to make this clear, every single match will be a 1v1. There will be no free-for-alls in this tournament right here. Starting off with a Pikachu and a Simon. The Pikachu was chosen by Dalen Kingsley, and the Simon was chosen by Brennan Heckel. See you guys in the match, everybody. Alright, let's hop into this first match, ladies and gents. So, let me elaborate on the significance of the Season 1 finale and why it was such an important tournament, besides the fact, it just being the finale and we weren't sure if we were going to do any sort of Smash event after this, so we decided to make this very special. The tournament theme, and if you remember, in the CPU tournament series, I wanted to create as many tournament themes as possible to keep the series from running stale, to make it exciting, make it interesting, make it fun for all the people participating. That was an early kill, Jesus! Oh my god! He must have got that super sweet spot on that whip right there. Brennan Heckel, Simon going to take the lead. Anyway, I digress, I do this a lot. Okay, going to answer right back! Jesus, I can't catch a break here! As the commentator, I have to commentate, but I gotta let people know why we're doing this in the first place. Can both of you calm down, please? So, the tournament theme. There is no real tournament theme to this episode, or to the season finale, besides the fact just it being the finale, though. All stages are going to be on Battlefield and Omega form, and there are only going to be 1v1s, no free-for-alls or anything like that. And the reason for that being, despite the theme being so bland compared to the rest, is because we wanted to make it as close to the competitive rule set in Smash, in that sort of community, as possible. So only Battlefield and Omega stage, only 1v1s and whatnot. Final Smashes are not off, but as you can see, there's no Final Smash meter this time. Only perfect timing. Final Smash balls, because that is more rewarding when you get a Final Smash ball. You actually have to earn that shit. And it looks like Pikachu is aiming for it, going to catch Simon in the perfect spot, and that is going to be a kill. Now, this is going to be a very long episode for a very big reason, and that reason being because this is the biggest bracket that Season 1 ever had. And how did we achieve that? Very simple, actually. In the tourney mode in Smash Bros. Ultimate, you can have a bracket of a max of 32 participants, and we actually reached that number. Excuse me. Now, you're probably wondering, how the hell did we reach that number, considering all of the other tournaments before only had like 20 or so participants? The reason for that is because we brought back every single person that ever participated in a tournament. Even if it was just one, we brought back every single person that participated in a tournament. You know the whole everyone is here theme in Smash Bros. Ultimate? Every single character that has ever been in Smash is in this game. We played off of that theme as well and brought back every single participant ever. They chose their character, and of course if somebody else chose their character before the one that they wanted, of course they had to pick somebody else at that point. But that is how we got such a big of a bracket, and we are going to see all 32 participants in this game right here. But of course, we have the traditional joke characters, so you're going to see some of them as well. 2 of them are in this tournament, actually. I think it was the first time we ever had 2 joke characters in the same tournament, so that'll be really interesting to see. But right now we're going to deal with this first match right here with Dalen Kingsley's Pikachu and Brennan Heckel's Simon. I know I haven't commentated much of this match, this final smash could be a big game decider, considering that Simon's final smash is incredibly strong. But Pikachu is obviously going to end the game if he gets it for himself. But Simon might just be lining himself up for a sweet victory here. A parry coming through. He's not going to lose this final smash at all unless Pikachu hits him in the right spot. Looks like Simon's setting up for something nasty. It will definitely kill at this percent. He's got to be careful with how he positions it. And Pikachu also has to be careful. Man, he does not even need it right now. Pikachu just in the state of distress, but he is going to catch him at just the right time. What a comeback. And Brendan heckles Simon, moving on into round 2. And we are going to see round 2 for a hot minute, so buckle in, everybody. This is going to be a long episode, but of course I will divide this episode up into 4 parts to break it up, you know, make it sizable amounts. A fun size episode. But moving on to the next match, ladies and gentlemen, we will meet up with new characters. Sincere condolences to Dalen. I don't know why I said that. That's just that's instinctual for me to say, especially during the live tournaments. I don't know why I gotta do that. Anyway, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Hopping on into this next match, we have a Steve and a Mario. The Steve was chosen by it was a person that only participated in 1 tournament. But of course, like I said, this tournament includes everybody that has ever participated in the first season. And that includes people that were only there once. So the Steve was chosen by Jaden Herndon and I believe it was Jaden Herndon? Yeah, Jaden Herndon. And the Mario was chosen by my good friend Josh Bidwell. So, got a pretty hectic match right here. One of the Smash OGs against the Smash DLC newcomers, who now, in recent times, I know this episode was not made back when all the other Project Rewind episodes were being made, but that's just the way of things, man. The meta has, the competitive meta at least, has seemed to be in Steve's favor. In the CPU meta, he pops off a little bit, but in Season 2, we're seeing a lot of unexpected characters that didn't win at tournaments in Season 1. But I'll have you know that the person that ends up winning this tournament comes as a surprise to practically nobody. But I'm not going to elaborate on that just yet. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the match that you're witnessing right now. Steve having a lot of materials in his inventory right now. Mario is definitely on the ropes in terms of percent. He really has to get in there for those kills. But Steve, he just has so many tools just to answer right back. Trying to push him away with the Flood, but that Elytra is going to allow him to come back safely. I don't even think he used the Elytra in that moment. The Diamond Pickaxe and all of his other weapons too just do a ludicrous amount of damage. It's hard for Mario to really, it's hard for him to handle, especially under that pressure. I'd say Mario is somewhat of a pseudo rushdown type of character, so he definitely has to, this game plan is definitely to get in there with his opponents, but just Steve just knows how to counteract that kind of play style so easily. And that final smash right there, that's Mario saving grace right now with the down smash kill on Steve. That TNT was perfect! Oh my god, giving him the final smash at the perfect time. Mario was not ready for it, and there he goes, that TNT, giving him the final smash as soon as he comes back. It's too much for Mario to handle right now, man. Yeah, see, now he's really trying to get in there and accumulate that damage, but Steve just knows that type of playstyle. He's in your head. The little masher brain. Don't worry, I have it too. The minecart too. He just has so much that Mario is just, he can combat with it. Mario is a good CPU on occasion. Like, yeah, right there. Damn, pulled off one of his bread and butter combos. But it's just the problem of finding the right opportunity to do so. Steve is not going to leave himself open very often. Mining away. Destroying the crafting table, but he has so many materials right now, man. And there he goes. Oh my gosh, the knockback on that golden pickaxe. Going to eat the schmeat and move on into round 2. Jaden Herndon with his Steve moving on to round 2. Josh Bidwell's Mario unfortunately not going to have it in him to move on into the next round. But Steve, being the aggressive CPU that he is, that a lot of other AIs just cannot predict sometimes, that unpredictability is going to allow him to move on into round 2 in style. So let's move on to the next match and see what other characters await us. Moving on into our next match here, we have a Joker and a Kirby. The Joker was chosen by, surprise, surprise, Zach Wisdom, actually. He is usually the one to pick, you know, the heavies, the King Dedede, and the like. That's definitely his pride and joy in the CPU tournament series. It has definitely won him most of the tournaments that he has under his belt. That being the very first tournament. And oh my god, Kirby is going ham! I don't think he has enough jump to make it back. Never mind, he does. Oh my god! That is insane damage on Joker already. That 10%. Man, I haven't even told you guys who it belongs to. Okay, that Joker over there belongs to Zach Wisdom, taking a break from the King Dedede, but not really. He wanted Dedede, but somebody else beat him to it. But the Kirby belongs to me. So my Kirby is saucing just as he did in the original tournament. Yeah, he came away with, I believe, a 2-stock lead. Whether this Joker is going to take at least 1 life off of Kirby this game is unbeknownst to me. But that's just where we're going to have to find out. All I can say is that he has a huge lead under his belt right now. The final smash obtaining as well. Joker trying to run away, and he succeeds. Also, if you guys think this episode is a little dark, like into like the brightness and whatnot, I mean, I haven't uploaded the episode yet, but I'm turning down the brightness just a bit because I looked back on some of the episodes and it looked like there's just too much brightness sometimes. So I turned it down just like a couple notches. Hopefully it actually makes the game look a little bit better. So this is a dark stage already, so you might not be able to see too much of it. Looking on the camera right now, though, I don't really see that much of a problem. But yeah, just making some adjustments. It's been a while since, of course, I ever did a Project Rewind episode, so I had time to look back and make some adjustments that I deemed suitable. Oh, really trying to end it with that downer right there into the up smash connection. I know, as a Kirby main, I know how tempting it is. Coming in with that jab, though, Kirby is at an even percent with Joker right now, but the stock lead is insane. That Nair, oh my gosh, man, he really loves that down B. Coming in with the up special, trying to inhale him. Joker's just throwing out every single attack that he's got in order to seal the deal. At least on his first stock. I don't know about this entire game. Going to get his ability just for good measure as well. Oh, man, Kirby really keeping him away from that final smash, but Joker is going to obtain it. Whether or not he's going to connect it, I'm not sure. Oh, Kirby tried to end it all right there. Trying to put in the sauce and make sure that he doesn't have the opportunity, and he doesn't! Kirby is out here rewriting history. My Kirby, that's what I'm talking about, baby. And of course, it's not like this is happening live, everybody. I know the outcome of every single match right here, as I am supposed to, of course, make it end that way. But of course, I have to commentate like I don't know what's going on to make it interesting for you guys. So my Kirby is going to move on into round 2 with Zach Wisdom, arguably like the king of the CPU tournament series. Still to this day, he hasn't won a tournament in Season 2 yet, but I think there's still room for him to do so and still an opportunity. But he will not be moving on. Instead, my Kirby will. Let's see who else we have in the first round. Moving on to our next match here, we have a Pac-Man and a Rosalina and Luma, who we did not see too often in Season 1. But I can tell you right now, in Season 2, we actually have seen a lot of Rosalina. And not too much of Pac-Man. I believe we've seen more Rosalina than we have of Pac-Man. It's kind of crazy, the glow-up she had. We've had a lot of glow-ups in Season 2 with a lot of characters. But anyway, this match right here was a very cool one back in Season 1. I wonder if the hype will still be lived up to. But the Pac-Man belongs to Robin Heimerman. Ever since Robin won 2 tournaments with Pac-Man, I would not be... Oh, wow, I've never seen that before. Sorry, that just really distracted me. The down B from Rosalina, obtaining the power pellet right there. But anyway, after winning 2 tournaments with Pac-Man, one well, both of the tournaments that Robin won back in Season 1 were on a team. And when I say team, I mean a team of characters, but then also a team of participants. That forward smash really going to obtain that kill right there. Robin Heimermann had the Squad Strike tournament, tag team tournament victory with Yoshi, Link, and Pac-Man all on her team. All owned by Robin, of course. But then the other one, the Crew Battle tournament, she also chose Pac-Man once again with Annette Bernstein as a Pikachu and Brennan Heckle as a Kirby. They actually won that tournament. Well, yeah, duh, as I've said. But the Rosalina Luma was picked by a very avid participant in the CPU tournament series, Brady Solomon. Trying out something different this time. I gotta give it up for all the people who try out a different character every tournament instead of going for one that I mean, I guess I understand like but it's the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course you want to pick a character that you know will get you a tournament victory, but it's the easy way out. The underdog stories, you always gotta root for him, man. All right, finally taking a kill off of Pac-Man there, going to even up the game a little bit. Going on to the ARMS stage here as well. The music here is awesome. Our ARMS is practically dead now, but like, man, I love the game. I remember when I first got the game, I kind of played it for a hot minute. I just oddly liked it. It just appealed to this. I don't know what in me it appealed to, but it did something for me. I played it a lot, and so I was really happy that Min Min got in here. Anyway. Matt Pac-Man still holding his own against two different characters, technically. That Luma has been doing more work than I see most Lumas do. Really getting those star bits out there and placing Luma in places that would be optimal for getting a kill. Rosalina needs to make it back to the stage quick. Pac-Man is about to obtain that final smash. I don't think Rosalina will have an opportunity to get it. And there she goes, an immediate KO coming from Pac-Man right there. That's going to give him a little bit of a lead. Rosalina is going to have to put in some work in order to make this count. Placing the hydrant there. I haven't really seen him place that many hydrants this game. I don't think this is a Pac-Man at all. Pac-Man is popping off right now. Rosalina doing her best to defend herself. And that Luma is definitely acting as a good shield. Pac-Man just seems to be reading every single one of her actions, seeing every opportunity and taking it. Want to get that good grab, throwing her in the air, getting a good up air chain. He hesitated a little bit on whether to attack that Luma there, but no, he's going for the person that matters. Looking pretty close here. Not like in close. It's not close at all. Like, Pac-Man does have a really good advantage on Rosalina, but in terms of whether the game will end, I think that is getting pretty close here. One good back air or any sort of smash attack from Pac-Man could seal the deal here, but Rosalina, I think she's still got some fight left in her, unless that key hit, but it didn't. Like, grazed her hair probably. Could not tech the stage, but still made it back somehow. Pac-Man starting to look a little sloppy here, but I don't think it matters all that much. I mean, look at the percent that she's at. He is. Oh, okay, yeah, that'll do it. I was about to say, I think Pac-Man definitely could have ended that game a lot earlier. Playing with his food a little bit, I think. But he'll be moving on regardless. Robin Heimermann's Pac-Man moving on to round 2. And unfortunately, Brady Solomon not going to move on, despite being one of the best supporters in the CPU Tournament Series. But so is Robin. Very dedicated supporter as well. So, let's see what we have going for us in the next match, ladies and gentlemen. In this next match, we have a Ganondorf and a Cloud. The Ganondorf was chosen by Austin Doffing, and the Cloud was chosen by... Oh, God. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Man, that just came over me. It's my asthma, man. I'm never going to get over it. Anyway, the Ganondorf was chosen by Austin Doffing, and the Cloud was chosen by Nathan Doffing. And oh my God, meaty forward air. So it's a battle of the cousins right here. Honestly, we saw Cloud, I think, in almost every single... Oh my god! Ganondorf got it first! I don't know if it was because he had more attack behind it, and it didn't even kill. Wow. That is unfortunate. It must have teched the platform as soon as he landed. I don't know if it's because he hit it last, or just because he had more attack power behind that thing. Anyway, back to my point about Cloud. Cloud was definitely one of the most popular characters in Season 1, but that's simply because Nathan Dawson chose him every single time he had an opportunity to do so. So that's some dedication right there. So there's a lot of other people who participate. Is he dead? Oh my gosh! Ganondorf with the insane lead right now. I doubt that can last for very long, though, being that he is kind of a slow character. But I don't know, that attack power, man, he's kind of putting Cloud on the ropes here. Kept him in disadvantage almost this entire game. But the reason, yeah, of course, he was so popular was because Nathan Dawson did pick him like every single time. Honestly, I don't think we would have seen Cloud hardly at all in Season 1 had he not picked him as much as he did. He definitely was a staple in the series during that time. We haven't seen too much of Cloud in Season 2, though. I'm surprised by that. Ganondorf we have seen a lot of, though, and in Season 1 we hardly saw Ganondorf at all. I think the only 2 times we saw Ganondorf was right now, and then also in the tournament before the finale. That was the only time, I think. Ganondorf was not popular. He had a glow up, man. People realize his potential. I mean, he is such a heavy hitter. Whoa! Oh my god! And speaking of heavy hits, meaty down here coming from Austin Dawson's Ganondorf, and he is going to move on into round 2. Nathan Dawson's Cloud, unfortunately, going to have to be sent out like that. I don't think it ended like that back in the original live stream. Man, God. Okay, well, that was insanely fast, going to take the game in fashion. Alright, so sincere condolences to Nathan Dawson, of course, because he was a huge member in the CPU Tournament Series, I think all the way back in day 1. But so was Austin, so definitely had, both these participants have a legacy in the Tournament Series. So yeah, let's move on into the next one, see who else we got. Moving on to this next match, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Wario and an Ike. The Ike, I believe, needs no introduction. The Ike was chosen by one of the longtime participants of the CPU Tournament Series, and is actually the very first person that I came to even kickstart this idea of the CPU Tournament Series, and has also left a legacy on the CPU Tournament Series simply for being such an avid participant, but also having the consistent choice of Ike as their character. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Emma Zolkman. And the crowd goes wild. Okay, wow. What happened there? I know how the side B works. It had to collide with something in order for it to, for him to go into free fall. He must have got Wario when he was in, an invincible state or something like that. That is unfortunate, man. Wow. But anyway, the Wario is an interesting case for this match, though, because even with the 2 joke characters and all of the other people that had participated in a tournament at this time of May 22nd, 2021, it was still not enough for us to get a 32 slot bracket. It wasn't enough. So we needed more people. We needed more participants. We needed more slots to be filled in order for my creative vision to be fulfilled. And how did we do that? We actually came to people who had never participated in a CPU tournament at that time. Kind of whiffed the final smash right there with being on the platform and whatnot. So yeah, and the person that picked the Wario was one of those cases. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Blake Harrington that picked the Wario, one of my good friends. But Blake hasn't participated in any tournament in Season 2 thus far, quite frankly, just because I don't think he's interested, which is okay. I mean, this whole thing isn't for everybody. But I will say, there was something special about this tournament that I think got people like Blake to even participate in this tournament in the first place. Which was that this was our very first tournament to actually have a prize for the winner. And they took home a $50 Amazon gift card. And so yeah, it was definitely an incentive to get people to participate. I was like, but of course I came to some of my good friends at the time to fill those slots, and thankfully we did. We got four good people to fill those slots, and of course Blake's Wario was a good candidate for such things. Ike looking like he's struggling a little bit in this match. This Wario is definitely bringing the heat in this match. Emma Dolgerman has still not yet won a tournament in Season 2, nor has she won. Well, I keep spoiling a match every time. Oh man, I gotta be careful with that. But anyway, we love Emma. We always love to see Emma win, if it ever happens, because she is the true underdog. But of course, the new blood, the newcomer against the veteran Blake Carrington's Wario, going to move on into round 2. Emma has been one of the greatest. I don't think the CPU tournament series would honestly exist without Emma. So glad to have her. Don't worry, she's still doing well in Season 2. Has definitely came close to winning a lot of tournaments, and I hope that I have total faith that she'll win a tournament in Season 2. But let's not worry about that. Let's move on into the next match, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Pardon my hunger. I decided to get some popcorn while I'm commentating this because I am big hungry. But of course, also to entertain myself during this intense tournament, reliving the memories. But of course, we have a Sonic and a Robin in this match. Don't worry, I won't eat while I'm commentating. That's rude. I will do that in the breaks that I have. So special case about the Sonic as well as the Wario from the previous match. This is another one of those participants who was their first time being in a CPU tournament series simply to fill that slot that we couldn't have. Oh my god! What kind of parry? My man went God mode for a second. So the Sonic was chosen by one of those people, and his name is Ben Hartman. But the Robin was chosen by my good friend Dakota Beck, who is also an avid supporter of the CPU tournament series, and has made his stay here in Season 2 as well. I always wondered why he chose Robin for this tournament in particular, because for as long as I've known this man, I don't think he was ever interested in Robin at all. And if he was, it must have been a long time ago when he was starting to like first pick up the game, because I do not remember him having any interest in Robin at all, and nor does he even play him now. I know the kind of characters that he likes. So it makes me curious, because I know he is a huge Harry Potter guy, so maybe there was some favoritism there, or maybe just a association, because he does like Harry Potter, and you know, Robin is a sort of like sorcerer tactician of sorts. He is a fun character, I gotta give him that. He is one of my favorite Fire Emblem characters to play in Smash, with so many of them being almost the exact copies of each other. He's like the only one that actually has some sort of variation in terms of moveset and whatnot. I think it's fun playing him personally. Both at really high percents here. Who's gonna get the first kill right here? Maybe Robin, because Sonic is setting himself up for a lot of easy kills with those spin dashes, but sometimes he can just too fast to be able to get those kills. Oh my god! A DBZ moment in Smash. I don't think we ever saw that at all in season 1. This was definitely one of the closer matches in season 2, or excuse me, season 2. Man, I'm so hooked on the current meta of the CPU tournament series right now that it's almost instinctual for me to say season 2. No, this was one of the closest matches in this season 1 finale, I believe. So curious to see if it will be that exact same way. Sonic not going to hesitate, using that final smash, going to send Robin straight to the top. Not going to be enough to kill though, and that's why Sonic's final smash is kind of bad. It's only good at high percents, but of course if your character has a good recovery, you can evade it for long enough. It's kind of dysfunctional if you ask me. Both characters going really deep down onto the stage for that kill. Robin going to make it back safe and sound with the L-Win, and Sonic going to get a huge forward smash right there. Looks like he lost his Elwyn book right there. He's got to be a little bit more careful with whether he's getting off the stage or not. I think that is one of the spells that recharges the quickest though, so it's not too much to worry about. But you definitely have to be careful. I think it's kind of why I like Robin. He's a very methodical type of character. And not to say my characters that I play are methodical by any means, but he is a nice, like, break from, like, most of the characters who are just, like, you know, rush in and get your damage in. You have to be resourceful. And sometimes I can like a break from the rush down footsies type of characters that I mostly have in my arsenal. He's just fun, in my opinion. And at that, a good CPU. Along with Sonic. That's not to say Sonic isn't a good CPU. But I feel like there are definitely some pros and cons to Sonic that... and one of those... Oh my... No way that kills. Holy shit. Okay. Sure. I think, yeah, there are definitely more pros to Robin than I think there are cons, and he can have a lot of favorable matchups in that regard. But Dakota Beck's Robin going to move on in bracket with Ben Hartman's Sonic going to be in the tournament for a little while and then gone. That's unfortunately how some of the matches go in this season 1. Hey, man, what can I say, man? Your opportunity to be in the season near the very beginning was open to you. No, we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, let's move on to the last match here, ladies and gentlemen. Or of this part. I believe it will be the last episode of this part, and I'll delve into that a little bit in the next match. So, see you there. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this match. We got King K. Rool and one of the joke characters in this tournament, Archie Maniacal. Archie Maniacal is back again. I've dealt with a lot of crocodiles in my life as I've traveled the world. But the King K. Rool is chosen by, I think, a person that only participated like once or twice in the CPU Tournament Series, and that is Taylor Wykes. Using the King K. Rool here. Archie going to get the final smash, immediately going to go onto the edge of the stage, find a good opportunity, nice, connecting it into a projectile. King K. Rool is a heavy boy, but does he have the weight to survive this final smash? Yes, he does, but that is mostly because he has a good recovery. Archie kind of popping off right now. It's been a while since I've dealt in this matchup before. I'm going to give it my all. I love doing the Archie voice. If I explained the Archie backstory, I think we'd be here for a long time. In case you don't remember, Archie is one of the characters that I've played in one of the high school plays that I did, and he honestly just became. It became so popular among my friends that I just gave him this personality, and so we made a whole backstory for him, and it's really funny. So now he's a part of the Smash universe to an extent. It's really funny. But anyway, let me elaborate on how, since I haven't really touched on it at all in this episode, how we're going to do the episode here. Being that this is a very big tournament, we of course are going to have to divide it up into multiple parts, as we have done for all the other tournaments. And how we're going to do that, I believe after this match is over, we will end this part of the episode being episode. Oh God! Wow, he still had enough to make it back there. Man, King K. Rool going with the spice here, taking him off the stage once again. Give my boy a chance. But yeah, King K. Rool was picked a few times in Season 1, and now in Season 2 we have somebody who is major dedicated to K. Rool, and so we have seen K. Rool's potential now, and he is a force to be reckoned with. And that final smash is going to connect easily. King K. Rool taking the lead. So yeah, this is how we're going to do it. Since this is the first half of the bracket in round 1, this is like the left side of the bracket. After this match, we have now seen everybody who was on the left side of the bracket. And so this will be part 1. In part 2, we will still be in round 1 of the tournament. But now, in part 2, we will see we will see the right half of the bracket and go until the very end of that side. And then in part 3 of this entire episode, we are going to cover the round 2 in its entirety. And I believe in the last episode, we will have enough time to cover round 3, semifinals, and the final match all in one episode. So it will be divided into 4 parts. So yeah, the biggest episode that Project Rewind has to offer, but now we're going to have I don't know what I'm saying. I lost track of my words. I was like, this is the biggest tournament that we ever had in season 1, so of course that is going to make for a big episode. And it looks like K-Rool may be getting close to obtaining his victory here. The heavy energy that most heavies have is just not enough for Archie to finally overcome. Looking for every opportunity he can, though. He has taken at least one stock off him. Can he take another one before he probably meets his inevitable doom right here? The final smash on the board. That's his perfect opportunity to do so, but K-Rool going to say, not on my watch, with a clean forward air, sending him right into the blast zone. Royalty prevails here. Sorry, Archie. I will get my revenge someday. Anyway, so that should be the end of part 1 of this episode, ladies and gentlemen. So I will see you in part 2, where we cover the right side of the bracket and complete round 1. Obviously, round 1 is a very big portion of every single tournament we do, because we have to get through everybody. And of course, this is all 1v1s. It's going to be going a lot slower. But expect this to be I hope this will be uploaded to YouTube sooner or later. Anyway, see you guys in part 2, where we will continue the coverage of the Project Rewind version of the Season 1 finale. See you guys in the next part. This is so fun!